Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Tim Chicago 9 from Tim's Drawing Channel, and just want to an introduction to myself and give you an idea of what drives me creatively and the tough type of stuff you can look forward to seeing here. I've probably been drawing like most people. I've been drawing since I was a kid. I was never a drawer of people, that kind of thing. I drew fire engines and trucks and airplanes and cars like a lot of young kids, a lot of us young boys when we were young. And it was all fine and good. I mean, I developed kind of a talent, but I also enjoy the abstract. And I found Zentangle a couple of months ago, watching some channels on YouTube that feature it. And I like the whimsical nature of it, the freehand, the abstract nature of everything, and everything having to do with Zentangle. And I incorporate a lot of the freehand stuff into my drawings, but I also learned in high school technical drafting, architecture, and stuff like that. So I like lines, precise lines, perspective drawings, isometric drawings. One of the things I like to do was take a piece of graph paper and do isometric cityscapes, like you're looking down, kind of like if you've ever played SimCity. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So I've posted a few drawings, and thank you everybody for watching and supporting the channel. I really, really enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But I really enjoy circles, and like this is a drawing that I never did a video on, only because I did it a few months ago. But it's representative of what I like to do. I added some color to it. I like the contrast of the dark black areas, this up here, and the colors that kind of offset, the lines and everything else. But I like the way, like over here in this corner, the lines kind of appear to interleave, and you have the dark space to bring all the other stuff forward. And this has some of the doodles. I enjoy the spirals. I enjoy the circles. I like chessboard kind of stuff, checkerboard type of stuff. This is one of the ones. This is my first one I posted, and you can see again some of the freehand elements in here, but I love the contrast of the checkerboard, and the way the black and white just kind of comes out at you, and the more you look at it, the more patterns you begin to see, and you begin to see things that you didn't at first glance. I always come back to these when I'm done, and I'll look at it again. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know I did that. That little effect there is neat, or I like the way this trails off, or whatever. And I really enjoy doing this stuff, because to me it's a lot of fun. It's a chance to be creative. It's a chance to be relaxed, be contemplative. But I like adding. I like the way some of this has almost especially in my latest one, has almost a science fiction look to it. Kind of a combination of science fiction and fantasy. And it's not really my intent. What I'm just doing is going with whatever patterns inspire me, whatever whatever creative direction I feel like for that moment when I'm sitting down and drawing. I mean, this one in itself, this wound up being a 3-part picture on the channel. This is 6.5 or 7 hours worth of drawing right here. This one was probably about 5, probably about 4, probably 5 or a little bit more. And this one is actually kind of incomplete. There's a couple spaces I haven't filled in, and eventually I probably will, but you can see some freehand Zentangle up here, some of it over here in these corners here. And I like combining the two of them because I like the lines and I like circles. I like what you can do with them. The curls here. And again, I like the checkerboard. And I like leaving the fact that this part is incomplete. Kind of gives your imagination a little bit to work with. But this is one that I'll finish in my spare time. I don't think I'm going to do a video on that for the channel. But here's an unfinished one, which may be finished one day. Started working on it and just didn't know where to go with it after that because, you know, it is a process. Yeah, it's a process. And sometimes, you know, the creativity gets stuck. Like here's the same thing. Didn't quite know where to go after this. I do like this design. I put this together with my stencils, and I do like to use the stencils because I'm not a real good circle drawer. And I like the precise circles. You can do a lot more with those. I wasn't really sure where this was going to go, so I stopped it again. This is probably another one I'll finish in my spare time. Here we have one I was working on with watercolors as well. And again, I got to this part here and I just didn't know where to go after that. And again, probably something I may finish. I may scrap it. Because adding the watercolors to it, it's not really something I've done. I don't dislike it at all. I'm like, okay, this is not going to where I envisioned it. And again, you know, it's sometimes it's a creative drought. Other times, you know, I just stop and say, you know, what are we doing here? And up here, this is the other thing we're hopefully going to be seeing soon. This is a light box. Let me turn off this lamp so we can get a better idea of what's happening here. This is a photograph I took at O'Hare Airport in Chicago, probably almost 10 years ago. A 747-800, I believe, on its way in, landing belonging to Eva Air Cargo. And I have done another one where it's a train picture that I had taken also, you know, because I used to live in the Chicago area. So tracing and turning it into a sketch, and you can see, you know, you can see the result here. Let me get the light again. So it's incomplete. I started working on this a couple of months ago and got sidetracked with a lot of other stuff. But that's hopefully something I will be seeing here or doing here soon. I'm not sure which photo I'm going to use. I have a whole bunch that I've printed and plan on using. So that's another thing we'll probably see here is a light box sketch. As soon as I get an idea how long it is going to take to do one. But like I said, I love the places you can take this. And how it can fire the imagination and things like that. I love creativity. I always have. I've always been kind of was that kid in my family. You know, writing, drawing, that sort of thing. And there was one more that one of the ones I really don't like and probably not going to finish. Again, here's another one. Turn it around so you can see it. Started to go somewhere with this, and again, said to myself, okay, now where are we going? And better idea came into my head, so I went on to something else. And this one I was enjoying because of the colors, and then I began to look like something out of Gundam Wing. it almost does look like some sort of fantasy warrior. But that was when I started working on this some time ago. This was one that, again, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do with it. I went from doing this one and then to doing this one. This matched more of what I was envisioning. This one may or may not be finished soon. Again, it's probably another one I'll do in my spare time, or unless I feel like making a video on finishing this one. But again, I'm not sure where to go with it. Do I keep the fantasy warrior theme going, or do I come up with something else to draw away from all of that? The latest one I had done, that was the long drawing, almost started going that way, but I changed direction with it and was able to take it more to in line with what I had envisioned initially. And yes, I have pads of paper, like on top of pads of paper around here. And if you're interested in how I do things, I'll probably put up a video within the next week or so about some of my techniques. I can't exactly describe the thought process. There's some practice stuff that I've done. It all depends really what I'm inspired by doing in that moment. I'll sometimes just drop everything, run over here to the table, and just start putting something into a picture and running with it, because it's what inspires me. I could be watching something on TV, could be reading something in a book, see something out in nature or out while I'm doing running errands and stuff like that, and go, hey, I could incorporate that in a picture. And so yeah, the abstract part of it is fun, and it allows people to see what they want. Tried to get thematic with a couple of drawings, but they just didn't go near to where I wanted them to go, so they just wound up being they're not even in the pad anymore. I just threw them out because I was so disappointed in them. And I'm trying to find the one that I just recently completed that was the 3-part extravaganza on the channel. And you can go back and reference it too. But it's the circle in the middle with the and see, here's some sketch work that I started. This, I don't know how old this is, but it's a living room scene, clock, window, trying to get an outside scene going there, and the house next door, sidewalk or street, and just stopped in the middle of it because and anybody with a creative bent knows how that can go sometimes. Yeah, here it is. And I don't know why I was looking for it in the pad of paper. This part here with the lines coming down, it came to me one night. It's like, oh, that'd be so cool. And then as I'm starting to do it, it's like, wait a minute. We're starting to look like that initial one, with the one I just showed you, that started to look like a warrior of some kind. So I finished this part, and you can follow the progress on the drawing. And I went away from that depiction because I wanted it to represent something else. And but you can see the finished product here, and I'm going to be putting up a couple of short tangles here soon. This is one of them. This was finished yesterday or the day before. And again, it's like Zentangle. This is a lot of freehand. My wife did the watercolor in the background because she likes to help out. And big shout out to my wife and the music she produces and has produced, and has graciously allowed me to use the piano music as my background. And there will be more stuff coming soon, some electronic stuff, and maybe even some harp or guitar, but it depends on what we agree on. And if you've seen her stuff, it's Adorable Anarchy. The QR code in my videos take you to her SoundCloud, where you can download the stuff she's produced. She also has a channel here on YouTube where she does her music. So check her out. You won't be disappointed. But thank you everybody for watching, coming by, watching my pictures. I really, really appreciate the views and the subscriptions. feel pretty positive that my effort is not unnoticed here, and I am very happy and thankful that you have all have come by to watch and support the channel, and thank you so much. In the meantime, hopefully I've inspired somebody to find their inner creativity and start doing things. And rest assured, there's no wrong way to do any of this. You just run with it. Let the imagination flow and just go with it. It can't be done wrong. Zentangle, the line art that I do, the Zentangle inspired art, which I wind up producing here, you can't be wrong with it. It's not possible to go wrong. You can dislike what you're working on if it's not going the way you envision it, but it can't be wrong. There's no wrong technique. There's always something new to discover and develop and pass along to other people who do this. So go watch my videos, listen to the music, relax, take some inspiration, take your own creative route. Drawing is very relaxing, especially when you're doing abstract like this. You release your creativity that way, or at least I think I do. And I hope you all enjoy it. Thank you so much for coming by the channel. I really appreciate it. Everybody have a good day, and thank you very much once again.